Rob Shay is joining me now from Betteridge Jewelers. You can find them in Solaris, and he's the watch guy. And every time the skier dudes come in, I'm like, how many pairs of skis do you have? So now that we've got the jewelry dude in, how many watches do you have, Rob?
I have a few.
You do? No, you told me. There's
I've got 10 or 12. So.
You could put them in like an egg basket, huh? And
I've got a little box like this.
You do? Nice.
Yeah.
What do you love about watches?
Well, that's an interesting question. What do I love? I like the history of time quite a bit, and I like they were actually functional tools. And Panerai, this company here, actually was originally made as a military watch for the Italian Navy, and it was used as a dive watch. And this company, they only made 500 watches from 1936 to 1996. So they weren't really like a production house or anything.
Right.
It was all military use. They were all prototypes. And today, the watch company is done as a fashion look, but it's an in-house company that makes all their own movements, and it's very stylish as well as a very functional watch, and it's a cool piece for
very
sure.
handcrafted. I mean, that's what you get with the high-end watches. They're all handcrafted.
Yes. So Italian designs, all Swiss-made movements, and all Swiss-made cases.
Those Swiss like to make watches, don't they?
They do. That's what they do well. That and chocolate and banking and a few
now,
other
when
things.
you're making a watch, what kind of tools are you using? I mean, your fingers aren't fitting into those little tiny spots.
Well, it's made separately, but they have to actually make a lot of their own tools to make the watches, and that's how the tradition began way back when in the 1700s. You know, these guys were actually farmers that had nothing to do in the long winters, and they started making timepieces like clocks and watches and pocket watches.
They were counting down the days to winter being over.
And somewhat, they actually sold their pieces down in Geneva, and they bought feed and what have you. So they were farmers. That's really what they did. But the cottage industry of watchmaking really kind of began out of that area.
Oh, very cool.
And Panerai is a very cool company. In the sense that they use a lot of different materials, and today I brought in 6 watches, and they're all different materials that they have here.
Okay, when you say materials, to me, I think of the watch band.
Well, not so much the watch band itself, because the bands are all leather, but the cases themselves. So you have a steel case, you have titanium cases, you have an aluminum composite case, and you have gold cases. So they use a lot of different materials to try to show the piece off. And these watches really are somewhat iconic. They changed the industry in the late 90s, and watches really started becoming much larger, much bigger.
Okay, bigger faces.
Correct.
Yeah,
but
that's the style.
It is. Yeah. It's the style, but they kind of designed that style or made that style.
Well,
because
in the 90s, if that style's still kicking around, that's going to be the classic.
Correct, yeah. Now in the 30s, this watch was actually even bigger.
Really?
So 30s to the 50s, these watches were up towards 50 and 60 millimeters, which was really a huge, huge timepiece. These watches are, they usually, well today, they actually came out with a new watch this past week that's 38 millimeters, which is relatively small for them, but on the larger size. And they go up to 47, in some cases 48 millimeters for some of their specialty pieces.
Okay, all right. Well, wow, the history of time. Who knew it was going to be so interesting? Thank you for enlightening me.
Absolutely.
And if you would like to find out more about watches, definitely head by Betteridge Jewelers. Talk to Rob about the watches, because, I mean, geez, go in with a little bit of time, because you've got some good history about it. And he loves watches, so you can find much more at Betteridge as well. Just high-end, beautiful jewelry located in the Solaris. We are going to head back up to Beaver Creek now. Claire's on the slopes. She was tearing it up before. Let's go see what she's doing now.